What's up, guys? Lido Sports here. Look, we're going to be reacting to Charles Barkley right now, and this video was sent to me on Instagram by Damian L50. So thank you for this video. Charles Barkley basically said James Harden is a better offensive player than Kobe and Michael Jordan. Before we even watched this video, I did do a little research on stats to prove my claim, depending on what Charles Barkley has to say. So let's start the video, and then you'll see why I said that. So let's start it.
This guy, and I know I'm gonna probably get criticized for saying this guy might be the best basketball player in the world.
I mean, James Harden is the best basketball player in the world. I mean, what else? It's facts. This man I don't want to rant too much, but James Harden is the reason, right? Is the reason that the Brooklyn Nets even work. Without James Harden, there's no Brooklyn. Yes, you got KD and Kyrie, but the engineer, the orchestrator of the Brooklyn Nets is James Harden. It's simple. There's no question. He is so good that he does not need to score, but he needs to do playmaking so everything works. That's how good this man is. And I'm not even bringing stats. I believe in the last 15 games, James Harden has been averaging 28 points, 10 rebounds, and 11 assists, and almost shooting 50% off the field in the last 15 games. If that doesn't say I am the best in the world, I don't know what else. Anyways, let's keep watching this video. I agree with Charles right here.
I mean, he might be the best player in the world. I've always thought he was the best offensive player. He wasn't as great as Michael and Kobe, but I said a few years ago, and people laughed at me, he's the best offensive player I've ever seen.
Okay.
But right now, no disrespect to LeBron or Giannis or anybody, James Harden might be the best basketball player in the world, period.
Facts. It's facts. I'm a LeBron guy. I think LeBron's the GOAT, but this is facts. James Harden is the best in the world.
Wow, I was not expecting you to say that, and so I'm sitting here sort of trying to figure out how to respond to it. The criticism I would think would be that while I think he has been a little more of a willing defender this year and in recent years, that's what people would say, that the best players in the league do it that well on both sides.
He's defending
of the
pretty
floor,
good.
Charles. What would you say
Not
to
elite,
someone
but
who would
good.
say that?
Good
to
enough.
Well, I think, it's always, listen, James has made some. That style in Houston was never going to win, but he has adapted and changed. I think he is a little bit better defensively.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to win games without KD and without Kyrie, you got to give that man some credit. And
what he did against Portland, nobody talks about. This man, without KD and Kyrie, the Brooklyn Nets are top heavy. They rely on their big three a lot. This team is top heavy. So if you take two of them out, this team they're good, but they're not a championship team. That's how top heavy this team is. So what he did against Portland was insane. This team, if James Harden was in this situation, everybody will be looking at James Charles. I keep saying James Charles. James Harden. As I'm combining James Harden and Charles Barkley's name together. Anyways, James Harden. We will all look at him as the best defender. The best player in the world. If he's been doing this without Kyrie and KD, but because he has Kyrie and KD, he doesn't get the credit. I agree with Charles right here.
Like I say, he is the most awesome offensive player I've ever seen. Listen, Michael and Kobe were better players from the guard standpoint, but as far as offensively, they couldn't shoot threes like him. They were not as great as dribbling the basketball, going to the basket, getting fouled. I mean, this guy, every time he goes to the basket, he's going to hit somebody and get 2 free throws.
Facts, that's true.
But we got to give that guy credit, man. He is an offensive machine, plain and
Okay, so I did a little research, right? What is this? This is Land of Basketball. I want to talk about what he said, okay? So this is James Harden and Michael Jordan just their field goals compared, right? Obviously, Michael is averaging 30 points per game in his career. But remember, James Harden started in OKC for a couple years, so his numbers are getting higher, but they're not gonna be compared to Jordan. But anyways, when we're talking about field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage, yes, Michael shot better from the field, but the 3-pointer, the free throws, and if you keep in mind that they both in their careers averaged 36 points, Harden is shooting better from the 3, guys. Harden is shooting a lot better from the 3. Do I agree that Harden was better than Michael in the offensive aspect? I still have to sit down and talk about this. But when just looking at numbers, right? Just looking at numbers, James Harden, although he's scoring 36 points per game, that very same year, he was averaging 10 assists. That's ridiculous. And also the way he draws fouls, his handles are a lot better than Michael Jordan. And that I'm not saying that Harden is better than Michael Jordan all time or a better player. I'm not saying that. I'm just talking about the offensive end of the game. Harden knows how to catch fouls more than Michael Jordan, and his handles are a lot better than Michael Jordan. So I agree with Charles when he said that. But am I gonna sit down and say that when we're talking about the greatest offensive player of all time? Nobody's mentioning KD, but we're just talking about Kobe and Michael, because that's what he said. So the thing with Kobe, right? They both almost shoot the same from the field goal percentage, right? But in the 3-point line, James Harden is just better. He shoots more threes than Kobe, and with all that, his percentage is higher. And his free throws is also the higher. So we can actually argue that James Harden is a better offensive player than Kobe Bryant. And I'm going to say that right now. James Harden is better offensively than Kobe Bryant. No, I'm not saying that he is in an all-time list, Harden over Kobe. I did not say that. But what I am saying when it comes to the offensive end, James Harden, 100%. This man, the way he catches fouls, the way he dribbles the ball, the way it's just, you got to look at the game of basketball. Yes, Kobe Bryant was more skilled than Harden. And I'm gonna give Kobe his credit. But when it comes to scoring buckets, this man shoots better from the 3. They're both equally as good from the field, and he shoots better at the free throw line. All aspects of the game, Harden is better than Kobe in the offensive end. So I agree with Charles Barkley here. This is not a wild claim. I agree with Charles Barkley in an extent. I still got to sit down and see if he's really better offensively than Michael. But my final thoughts, okay? James Harden is a top 4 offensive player of all time. You can argue he's number 1. There's definitely an argument for Harden. But I also have an argument for KD, Michael, and Kobe. So at the end of the day, let me end it off like this. Who do you think is the best offensive player of all time? KD, Michael, Kobe, or Harden? Let me know in the comments below. And make sure to follow for more. Subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. And if you want me to react to more videos, make sure to send me those videos on Instagram, on my DM. I try to reply to all my people that send me a DM. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and peace.